Hi everyone, today we're going to be making some jewellery items using this cute little heart mould and some little metal roses and some origami paper. This will be a nice simple project suitable for beginners, so let's crack on and see what we can do. Big thanks to Claire's Crafty Corner for organising this mass collaboration event. Claire, thank you so much. Good work. What a great idea. So people, please do have a look at the link below where you will be taken to all of Claire's playlists. There's a lot of crafters involved, so it's going to be really good fun to see what everybody comes up with. So today I'm going to be using these little mats. They're nice and sticky silicone, and it just stops your little bits and pieces rolling around and escaping and ending up all over the floor. We're going to be using some origami paper that I persuaded my Cricut machine to cut the right shapes to fit that mould, so that makes life even easier. We'll probably use some glitter and some of the sparkly bits too. So all in all, we've got some fun things to play with. I'll introduce you to what else we've got here. Tweezers, that's going to be a bit of a must. This pack of little roses, I'll put you a link for these below as well. They come in this lovely assortment of colours, as you can see. So I'm going to be using the pink. Might use some it's lilac as well. I rather like that colour. If I can get the top off it. Yeah, I'll come back to that. But we will be using that too. First thing though, what we'll need to do is to fill these little moulds up part way with resin and let it thicken quite a bit first. I've made a little template that cuts these out, so if anybody has got a Cricut machine and this mould, bit of a combination, I don't know whether any of you will have, but if you do have and you would like the template to give to your Cricut machine to cut out, then do drop me a line and I'll make them available. If enough people want them, I'll just pop the link out for you, because it's not a biggie. Right, now as you can see, I'm just popping a bit in each mould. The two at the top here, I'm only going to put, it's probably not much over half, I think, in, like that. And the two outer ones, should have done them in some sort of logical order really, but that's just how my brain works. It doesn't do logic. I'm clearly not part Vulcan or anything. So yeah, the reason for this is the roses I'm going to push in quite soon. I'm just going to wait for it to thicken a bit. The paper I do find curls a little bit, so I'm going to let it thicken up. But the roses I will want to, because they're quite chunky, I want them to go quite a way down into the resin. But I do want resin underneath them, which is why I haven't put them in and then poured the resin. The hearts, the paper hearts, I kind of want it to go sticky, and then I'll thicken quite a bit. Then I'll put them on the surface, knowing that I'll put a backing layer on. So none of these want filling right up. But as I said, the ones with the paper hearts, I am putting a little bit more in. Now when I've done with all these little hearts, I'm going to make some into pendants and some into earrings. I might even try putting one on a ring. I've overfilled that one a little bit. Yeah, I'll lift a bit out of that in a sec. And I'm going to use sterling silver as far as possible. The pendants and the earrings I certainly can. The ring I probably can't, just because I haven't got sterling silver bits for doing that with. That's all. That's the only reason. So I'm just going to work my way through all of these, putting some in each. The little roses, I am going to go ahead and put them in, I think. Yeah, let's do it. Now don't forget you're working upside down. I've made this mistake before, putting them in up the what looks like the right way, but actually it's the wrong way. Being as daft as me, you'd think I was good at thinking back to front, but I'm not. Oh, that's interesting. they're not overly keen on sinking. I thought they would be. So yes, this is definitely thick enough to go ahead and do this. Now I don't want them all over it. I don't want it too uniform, if you know what I mean. So I think this corner, I'm going to squidge them up quite a bit. Obviously put them how you like, you know, I'm just sort of trying to be a little bit more organic about it, not too organised, because my brain doesn't work organised. There you go. So in doing them this way, we're making sure that we're getting plenty of the resin underneath. I'm hoping we don't get too many bubbles. The fact that these have got a little hole in them, it's because they're meant for sewing onto things. That should stop any bubbles getting trapped underneath, really. I hope. We'll see. But if I get bubbles, I get bubbles. I honestly don't mind bubbles that much. Now these ones are going to be the earrings. Depends what you're doing, I suppose. If you're trying to get a perfect clear sphere or something like that, bubbles are the last thing you want. But if, like I'm doing with these, you want something that's a little bit more, you know, sparkly, natural, that sort of thing. I was hoping these will go down into this. These small ones. If you're wanting something more sparkly and natural kind of looking, then you know what, a few bubbles don't go amiss. Some of my pocket hearts that I made, blimey, a few weeks ago now, when I was doing my first phase of Valentine stuff, they have got bubbles in, and I think the bubbles actually add to it. Okay, has anybody's OCD kicked in because I'm not putting these symmetrical? Bet they have. So with this one, I'm just going to go up all round one side. I'll probably end up backing, try again. Dearie me. I'll probably end up backing these with glitter. I can see that happening. Probably a contrasting glitter. I'm thinking behind these probably silver would be the thing. You get a lot in one of these little packs of, oops, that's up the wrong way. In these little packs of roses. Very good value actually. I think anyway, in my humble opinion. Oh no, that one wants to go the other way around, doesn't it? There we are. It's one thing to bear in mind, if you're doing an actual design that's asymmetrical, if you're doing something to make into a pair of earrings, you are actually going to want it in the other corner. You know what I mean? They want to be mirrored effectively. I think these might be too small, but we'll see. I'll get a few more of the little purple ones out and do something similar to what I've done here. Oh, shall we just put one? Let's just put one. Like that. Right in the middle. These are gorgeous. I don't know what metal these are. Aluminium, I'm guessing. I don't know. They're very lightweight. Yeah, let's just put one like that in the centre. Right, that's those. Let's clean my little tweezers. Do remember to keep cleaning your tweezers. I've wrecked so many tweezers by not cleaning them. Right, now this one, I think I'm going to be able to put these straight in. This does seem to be thickening. Well, it's thick because it's cold in this room. I'm not going to put the heat pad on, I don't think. So I'm just sitting this in the middle. I'm going to push it outwards and down a bit so that the resin starts to come up over the sides. The idea is that hopefully that way I won't get too many bubbles under it. So there's that one. Let's have one of these. Last time I used this paper, I had this weird effect where the glitter showed through it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Because I thought it looked a bit pale and insipid otherwise, but no, it was beautiful. So as you can see, I'm just pushing them down. Yeah, and that's quite thick, that resin. So I was right, I didn't need to wait for it to cure on this occasion. Now you'll see with this origami paper, and you can get big packs of this from Amazon or anywhere really. I'll put you the link for this particular pack down below. But as you can see, it is starting to absorb the resin. Now I thought this would make it go wishy-washy, we'd lose all the colours and it would be a bit bleh last time I tried this, but I was absolutely stunned to find that didn't happen. In fact, if anything, it intensified the colour. There we are. It was, yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. So here we go. As I said, shout up if you've got a Cricut machine and you'd like the template for this, for these. As you can see, they are cut just slightly smaller than the mould. Took me a few attempts to get the size just right. I actually tried scanning the mould and then importing the image into Cricut. It didn't like it. Just say that. Oh, it's the heart. No, the flower rather. Yeah, let's put that one in that corner. There. Yeah, it didn't like it. I got a beautiful image of it with my scanner, but it wasn't good enough to get the proper nice outline. The other thing I could do is I'm going to print it on acetate, because then you can use that as a template to cut. I'm also going to print it onto clear acetate and print and cut on my Cricut, I think, because then I'll have like a stencil, which is going to be so easy than trying to draw around these, because the problem is they're on a mould and your pencil keeps going, your Sharpie pen keeps falling into the shape, and I just found it really hard to draw around. So what I had to do was draw around the whole thing in the end, then scan it and import it into Cricut Design Space and faff about with the size, and then get a digitally produced heart, which I think I got from Design Space if I remember rightly, that just happened to be the right sort of shape. Not all hearts are. Oh, I know where I got it from. It was from the heart that I made for the big heart moulds. And then I got it to the right size and just copy paste until I'd got a sheet of 2 of each size, using the minimum amount of paper with the Cricut machine. Not that it matters, because this paper is so cheap, it's crazy, but I just don't like waste. And also, then you can do it all in just one cut. Right, as you can see, I've got some left over. I'm going to think about something to do with these other little ones down here next. I'll be back with you as soon as this resin has set up, because that's when we'll be getting on to doing our backing of glitter. So, see you in a bit. I'll put a chunk of glitter in that, quite a lot I think. Isn't it beautiful? It's only cheap glitter as well. Just bought a big bag from somewhere on the internet. So that'll do for the green ones. I'm going to end up with far too much left, I'll say. The black ones, I think, will go with this. In some lights this is actually black, but as you can see here, it's very iridescent, very colour flippy. So I'm popping that into a pot as well. Now these, I've not done these ones before, anything like them, the ones with just the roses. So, but I'm thinking maybe the holographic one. It's either that or just silver. But I'm thinking holographic. Let's go funky, shall we? So let's have holographic. So I've got you zoomed in quite a bit here, so I just want to make sure you can see it. Right, there we go. So I've got my little spoons that I can wipe clean afterwards. So, as I finish this video on YouTube, Claire's Crafty Corner she's kicked off the Valentine's Day collaboration, and as I understand it, this is the first ever Valentine's Day collaboration. Claire does these mass collaborations, I think it's 3 or 4 times a year, 4 maybe, is this a 5th? Something like that. Anyway, but look out for them, because if you're enjoying my videos, her videos, anybody's crafty videos, to be honest, this generates a playlist of really great videos to have, you know, enjoy watching. So do click on the link below. That'll take you to the playlist where Claire has stored the work of a good number of crafters. There's quite a lot of people involved, so you know, you'll have fun watching all of them if crafts are your thing, which if they weren't, why would you be watching me, eh? There we go. So that's the black put on the back of those. Of course, as usual, I'm tipping out my leftovers into a tray mould, one of these little trinket tray moulds. I think a lot of us have got this mould. This was the one I did last time, and normally this will have a silicone layer in it, but I've taken that out to clean it. It's got a little silicone mat that fits perfectly in this one to pop my sticks on. So I'm trying to remember not to pop my stirring sticks on it at the moment because it hasn't got its little mat in it. I want to make a spare mat actually. Okay, so we're just mixing up the holographic one because I think this is going to be quite adorable and sparkly behind these roses. So again, we're just going to pour it in. Oh, there's the red rose I'm going to leave clear because it's so tiny. With just, I think I just want to leave that with just the one rose. So here we go again. Now this resin is still slightly soft, so this might mingle and go a bit below the roses. We'll see what happens. I should be patient and let it dry more. You know me, those who watch me a lot will know I'm not blessed with patience. Now I've got the heat mat under this. It is cooking, so you know, within a couple of hours this now should all be cured up. But because we are going to be using sterling silver findings and we're going to be turning these into jewellery, I need them to be cured really well. Now that one is a bit much, and it's because the rose is sticking out, I think. So let's scoop the surplus off. There we are. So yeah, it'll be same with that one. It'll be tomorrow really, because it's now evening and I'm hankering after a gin and tonic as always. So I'm going to try to be patient and leave these. And I'm going to go and watch the latest video that Claire's just uploaded. Because I know it will be awesome. So don't forget, if you would please drop a like on this video. You know, you might want to watch it till the end so you can decide if you liked it or not. That's fair enough. And do go and have a look at the other crafters involved in this collaboration. Go and have a look at their work, because I've already seen some of them because they've been gradually starting to go on to Claire's playlist, and they are looking just so good. They're looking so good. So it's worth a good look. So there we are. I shall lovely and leave you now. Those will all be done in the morning, ready to put the fittings on, all the little findings. So I'll be back for those. Well, it's demold time. Let's have a look. So this one had the black based origami paper. Oh, that's nice. Can you see the glitter? It's just subtle around the edges. Lovely sparkly back though. And the gold in the origami paper is still sparkly gold. So that's good. That'll be a pendant. Let's carry on down while we're in the mode of those. So that could also be a pendant. I love how the glitter's coming around the sides. That's great. But because we put the clear in first, can you see how it's domed it off on the front? Because well, that's the shape of the mould. But it's meant that there's a nice clear dome over the resin, over the origami paper, and then that's kind of giving it that proper embedded look. Okay, let's look at the little ones, because these I want to make into, oh yes, I want to make those into earrings. Aren't they gorgeous? See that one, the glitter went under slightly, but it doesn't matter. So these are going to be, oh, yeah, they're going to be earrings. I thought these were small enough to even be studs, these ones. Just shows you can go down to really tiny with the origami paper and it still works. Lovely. Let's do the other origami paper one while we're at it. Oh, now the glitter's gone quite a long way under that one. Really should have let it dry a bit more. But it's come up round the sides and it's given it a kind of weird 3D effect. Isn't that nice? Let's see what the small one did. Just trimming some edges off. Let me get my scissors. These are very slightly soft still, so it's quite a nice time to do a bit of trimming. It's dead easy with these scissors. Lovely. And there's a little bit of glitter sparkling. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of glitter sparkling through the paper. So that's it, I only did one of those, didn't I? Oh, that's nice. So here we have your matching earrings for it. Yep, see, these are going to be dangle earrings. I am thinking these might make little studs. Oh, that's sweet. Or they could be a second drop on the dangles. They're lovely. I don't know. I keep thinking about that. Let's just pull out these plain glittery ones while I'm in the demoulding mode. Oh, these are cute. And these are just glitter chucked in. But aren't they lovely? So they'd make either, well, they could be earrings too, but they could be little embellishments for something. I don't know what. Anything really. A bit of trimming again. Oops, that's the one where these were the ones where the glitter kind of went everywhere, and I kind of overdid it with the resin and oh, all sorts. Quite adorable though. Right, now I'm dying to see these because I've not tried these in quite this way. Let's do the red heart first. Ah, now you see, I thought, trim it, don't pull it, Trace. I thought that the glitter would go underneath it or overwhelm it, and it hasn't. That's lovely. Right, let's do the big ones. Oh, that's worked. Oh, I'm pleased, I'm pleased, I'm pleased. I didn't think, I don't know what I thought. You know how the glitter has gone around the sides of this and it's come kind of a little bit over the origami paper? I think I was kind of expecting something like that, but isn't that good? Don't know if you, is that focusing better? My light's reflecting on it rather. That's gorgeous. This will be the pink one. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Really pleased. So let's have a look at the smaller ones. That's nice. That one I just put the one little flower in. And the same with this one. Oh, they're adorable. So these will be for the earrings, and I put two to bring the mould up to try and get this to focus. That one I put two little roses in. I did like a mirror flip with that one. Oh, they're gorgeous. I'm really pleased with those. I should probably do more of these. These, I thought they were too small. Sorry, get back in camera. I thought these were too small for the roses. Oh, look. No, they're not. They're beautiful. This one's going to need a little bit of trimming, but again, I can see that's also gorgeous. Oh, I'm pleased with these. These little tiny ones are better than I imagined they would be. That is so sweet. So, right, what I'm going to do then with this lot, let me zoom in so you can have a closer look. What I'm going to do with this lot is leave them a good few hours now, because I'm going to need to drill into the tops of them to turn them into pendants and things. So I need the resin to be well and truly cured for them to be nice and easy to drill. I am amazed the flowers went in on these tiny ones. It has stuck out the back slightly, but there's no, you can see, there's no sharp edges there. That's fine. So let's have some fun with these in the morning. We'll get them all wired up, and as I said, I am going to use sterling silver with these because I think they're a bit posh. So let's make them up with some posh sterling silver. Okay, the time has come to pop the hearts onto things, and I'm treating us to some proper sterling silver stuff today in terms of the findings. What I've got here are some teeny tiny little bales. Can you see that? I'm just checking what my zoom's doing. Yeah, there we are. Teeny tiny little bales. We've got some jump rings in 2 different sizes. Here's the bigger ones. We have got some more bales. Why have I got lots of bales? We've got earring wire posts, ear posts, and we've got the backs for those as well. And then I've got some really big bales. Now these weren't quite so cheap because they're so big, but they're rather lovely. So I thought we'd get these out. There's a lot more silver in there, but there's 2 different designs. There's a more solid one there, and then there's this one that's got like a bit of a lovely cut out detail in it. So I thought we'd have a look at those. Silver isn't as expensive as you'd think for the smaller stuff. The more chunky bales, yeah, there's more silver in those, so they do cost a bit more. We've got some 18-inch chains to put them on, and we also got some ear hooks, so we can do some dangly ones as well. So these have got a bit bent by the look of it. Soon straighten those. So there we are. We've got a bit of a collection there. Oh, and some triangular bales as well. The other thing I've got handy, of course, is a little drill. This is a little cordless drill. I'll put you the link for it below. I find it really quite neat. I know people use Dremels and all sorts of things. This one, I just thought, well, it's pink as well. It's cute, but I just thought it would be handy because it's not got a cable. So there we go. Now I'm going to decide what to do with each of these. Now I want to put one of them on one of these bigger bezels. Actually, you know what else I was going to show you? 9 karat gold. This is not a cheap exercise. I'm going to make one of these for me using these because I tend to wear gold rather than silver. Don't know why, I just send silver black. So I'm going to pick one of these to make for me using gold. Right, so what we're going to do is first of all make sure there's no sharp edges. Now I did trim some off with the scissors while they were still soft, but big old nail file is the way to go for any little finishing touches. So make sure we got no sharp edges first of all. There we go. That one's really good. And for this one, I think I'm going to go for I'm going to try one of these bigger bales because I think that would sit really nicely in there. Now, because we're using one of these bales, and it's got quite a depth to it, I'm going to go quite a way in to make the hole. So let me just check I'm still in shot for you. Yeah, there we are. This has also got 3 speeds. I'm finding the medium one is about the way to go. And I tend to drill from the front to the back, so if you get any messy snaggy bits, they end up on the back, which you shouldn't really, but little micro brush to go through the hole. Now the drill piece I've used is a 1.6mm one, in case anyone's wondering. Right, now pliers, useful tool for doing this sort of thing. Round nose pliers and flathead pliers like these, but nice pointy ones. These are proper jewellery tools, although they were only cheap ones off Amazon. Again, I'll put you the link below. So, excuse the state of my hands, by the way. They've suffered rather from the from crafting lately. Been overdoing it a bit. So there we go. I'm going to just push this through, push the spike through. Fiddle about a bit to work out the best way with each of these different sorts of bales. There's the hole. There we go. And then the back, could have even gone in further, couldn't I? The back, can you see there that the spike just goes, get it lined up. So should have put my glasses on. It's rubbish getting old, you know, folks. I've decided it's rubbish getting old. There we go, it's gone through the hole. So push the spike through the hole. Now this obviously does leave you with a spike, which you want to make sure is at the back. And then what I tend to do is, rather than trim it off straight away, I tend to bend it over, because then you've got a nice secure bale. And actually, you know what, that hasn't left any sharp bits. The bale has dug into the resin a little bit. I don't know why, this has been overnight, it's a little bit soft still. It shouldn't be, but there we go. We have a finished one, and all we need to do now is pop a little chain on it. I've gone for 18-inch. It seems to be a popular length for pendants. For myself, I tend to go for 20-inch because I've got a little fat neck. You'll be surprised how cheaply you can buy silver chains as well. And there we go. Sparkly on the back too, but a nice big chunky pendant. There we are. So there's one. Isn't that nice? I have got some little labels. You can get all sorts of labels for sterling silver. Might get this set up on my Cricut soon, rather than buy them. But this, obviously, just let me show you these little labels. This is handy if you're going to give it as a gift, or if you're going to sell them, and you want, you know, you want the recipient to know that they are sterling silver. They're not any your cheap dress jewellery stuff, you know. But that's how you do it. You just fold it over like that. Then you've got a proper little label. So there's one ready to go, and I've got somewhere, here we go, these are cheap as well. So if you're doing gifts, if I can get into it, if you're doing gifts, what a nice little box. And I was thinking, if you're doing sterling silver, get it in a nice little box rather than just a card like I often put my things on, because, you know, it's a bit posh. You're doing it in silver. There, so that's how it goes onto the little card. Make sure your little sterling silver tag is visible. Pop it back into your box. You'll notice there's little cutouts here. Some of these inlays that you get in these little boxes have got little holes for earrings and all sorts. This is specifically a pendant one. Tuck my little chain in. There we are. Finito. If any of you are doing things like this for business, don't forget these boxes are just about big enough to put a business card in, or you can stick a little label inside the lid or on top of the lid. So I probably will do that later. I'll dress it up a little bit. So there's one done. Now let's do, as obviously I've shown you how to do that. You could use jump rings, or you could use these little tiny bales instead. Actually, let's try one of these little tiny bales on one of these hearts. Let's do that, shall we? Let's do this thing. fiddly. They're very tiny. I don't know whether... They're very soft as well. You'd be surprised how soft silver is. That might be too small for one of these. Don't know. Let's try it. Going to need to go nearer the edge. Let's put it on one of these. So yeah, I'm going to need to go nearer the edge because there isn't as much depth to this veil. Let's push my little brush through, make sure my little hole's nice and clean. Right, let's see. I don't know whether this will be big enough. I've got some that aren't proper sterling silver that will go through these. You may have seen it in a previous video. They've got more width to them, even though they're this is working, yay! Even though they're tiny, sorry, just got a bit excited there. But I haven't got those ones in sterling silver. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? So let's get a little chain again. We'll do the earrings next. Got two sorts to do. I've got my ultraviolet resin and my UV lamp to hand as well, ready to do the one sort of earrings with. Obviously the studs, you're going to have to fix them on. You're going to have to glue them on somehow, and I find UV resin is the way to go. It adheres really, really well to your epoxy resin once it's all cured up, so no problems with that at all. And also you know, you can make yourself a good seal with it, and of course it's dried instantly. So there we go, there's another little necklace. Let's do the dingly dangly ones first. Dingly dangly. Oh dear, how old am I now? Obviously you could put you could put the little bails on it as well, but let's see how minimalist we can do this. Let's just put a little hoop. Now these I'm going to save and do with the gold, and I think this one, so those will be done, those will be for me. I have got some gold ear hooks somewhere as well. Yeah, where were we? So let's do these little guys. So then we've got a set, haven't we, with this one? So again, going to make a little hole straight through. Of course, you could go straight in. Watch your fingers, by the way. You could go straight down through the top and put an eye pin type thing in that way instead. You could do that. I've done that in previous videos, so I thought I'd do something different in this one. So push through, just clean the little hole out. These mats are so handy. I'm glad I came up with this idea. Right, and I'm just going to put these through these. I think I'm just going to put a perfectly ordinary little round jump ring. I think these are going to be too small. I could do with something in between really, but never mind. So pushing that through. Hooking it onto the ear wire, and if you remember, the way we open and close jump rings is by twisting them, not pulling them open. And there we have an earring. Okay, quick recap on what I just said about the jump rings. It's tempting to go and pull them open that way. Don't, because you end up with something distorted that you then can't straighten up. What you want to do, and I'll come in close to the camera, let me just have a look and make sure you can see this okay. Is that going to focus on the jump ring? Yeah, sort of. So what you do is you grab it either side of where the join is and you twist. I hope you can see that well enough. Let's try. There we go. Can you see that? So we've twisted rather than pulled it open. Then when we push it through our little heart, hook on one of the ear wires. Of course, you can open up the hook part on these as well, on the ear wires too, if you wanted to. Go straight onto them, but I'm preferring with these to use a little jump ring. And then you just twist it back to close it. Oops, I bent, twisted it, pushed it as well then. That's it. So it's still round rather than distorting it. You got that? Don't know if you can see that there. Yeah. So there we go. We have 2 little earrings to go with our necklace, and all of this, jump rings, everything is sterling silver. Right then, let's get brave and do one of the gold ones. I have to confess, I haven't worked much with gold, largely because of the cost. I've made a couple of things for me, but not any more than that, because it's just expensive. Of course it is, it's gold. That's the whole point, isn't it? So make sure I've got no sharp edges on any of these. Nope, these are fine. Now, which one am I going to make into a pendant is the question. For me, I don't want something quite so big. I'm going to go with this one, I think. So here we go again. I'm going to go in with my little drill. Clean up the hole. By the way, Steve McDonald, thank you for tipping me off to these tiny little brushes in one of your videos. They're just the job for so many things, but cleaning up the little holes, yes, you're absolutely right. Now, I'm going to go in with, I'm hoping this one will work. I really need to get some gold bails, don't I? But I'm thinking this one might be a bit too small. We'll see. Let's try it. Okay, it's looking promising. It's fiddly. It's fiddly. And I've bent it. Oh, really didn't want to do that with gold, but I have bent the ring. Okay, I'm going to have to go in with a bigger one. I'll try and straighten that out later. So here we go. Let's just go straight in with a bigger one. No messing. I'll get some gold bails at some point. It's just a bit of an investment, that's all. And I have used up the few that I had. Oh, being nervous, aren't I, just because this is gold? Don't be silly, Tracy. There we are. It's just a metal, the same as the others. It's just a posh one. Right, there we go. So with the bigger loop, yeah, I probably should get it, I probably will get it a proper bail at some point, but that'll do. So that'll go onto my little gold chain. I've got a 9-carat gold chain that I just put various things onto. Yeah, I've got an assortment of dangles that go onto it, because obviously, you know, a good 9-carat gold chain is, I think it was about 100 quid mine was. It's only a little dainty pendant chain, but it's a nice one. Just making sure that's joined up. There we go. So that's ready to go on. Now I'll do the same with the, actually I could have put that on it, couldn't I, as well? No, maybe not. I'll do the same with the earrings. I'll do that later. So those will be the earrings to match it. But I wanted to make some that go onto a stud as well, didn't I? So let me just put my gold out of the way. Now, this is how we make them onto a little stud. And I've got enough to do 4 of these. I could do these little hearts as well that I randomly made. So, let me just clear up some of these little bits. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take the ear posts, which are these. You see, that's just like a little, well, it's just an earring without anything on the front. That's all it is. So I'm going to turn over, let's do these ones first. Let's bring them off my little sticky mat. and I'll show you what I do. I'm going to get my ultraviolet curing resin. I'm going to get my lamp at the ready. Here's my lamp. Is that in shot? Can you see what we're doing here? There we go, yeah, you can. And we're going to put a dot of UV resin, just a tiny dot, on the back. And we're going to put we're going to basically just glue the eye pin onto it. Now obviously the UV resin, that is, so make sure it is where I want it. Yeah, the UV resin behind where the pin is isn't going to cure terribly well. So what we do, we position it as best we can. We do that to cure the resin that's round it. So that's holding it in place to a degree. And then we're going to put a bit more resin over the top. And we're talking just a tiny bit here. I'm going to get a paintbrush and spread it around, because otherwise it's going to stand out proud from the earring too much. So I'm just going to coat over the back really. There we go. Give that another zap with the light, and that's done. We have the backs to go on it as well. Making sure that's cured up well. Just notice there's a little bit I need to trim off there. That's better. There we go. So we have an earring. Of course, all you then do is pop your back on it. And away you go. You've got your little backs. Can't get that to go on, but you know what I mean. So there's one. And they're bendable as well. So I managed to bend that slightly in the process. Bend it back. You've got a really, really strong bond there. That is going nowhere. So we'll do the next one. And so on. Now I'm going to do all of these. I'll probably put you into time lapse, because I've shown you how to put them onto a necklace, how to put them onto dangle earrings, and now how to put them onto studs. So you probably don't want to sit and watch me do the whole lot again. So I will pop this onto time lapse for you, and then you can see all the end results when I put them all, so kind of set them out and take photos at the end. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please drop a like on the little thumbs up button below for me. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd really appreciate that too. I've got loads of projects coming up to share with you. Just finally wanted to say thank you again to Claire for organising this collaboration. I'm really looking forward to the next one. Now I know these are happening. I've been so out of touch. So now I know they're happening, I'm going to try and get in there a lot more quickly so that you haven't got to wait for my videos. Really much appreciated. So everyone who's watching, please don't forget to drop below where the links are, and you'll see there's a link for all of the videos that come with this collaboration event. Claire's put together a whole playlist, so do enjoy them, and I look forward to seeing you for the next video.